Gary Barlow and Elton John with Face to Face. It's BBC WM 95.6. Lunch with Caroline Martin, 24 minutes to 1 o'clock. Now, Danny Kelly is going to be here from 2 o'clock this afternoon because some good stuff on the show, actually. He's going to be talking to somebody about domestic violence, and he'll be speaking to the woman abused by her partner for 8 years. That's on the way with Danny between 2 and 4 this afternoon. And then, of course, at 4 o'clock, it's Paul Franks. Right, let's have a chat to my next guest, which is Nikki Brown. Hello, Nikki.
Hi there, Caroline. How are you doing this afternoon?
Do you know what? I'm amazed at the lengths that people will go to with their animals, Nikki. And, you know, we've had a lady that used to greet her poodle at the door when he'd been out to do his business, wipe his bum and put talcum powder on it. And we've had somebody that paints their dog's nails with proper doggy nail varnish. You just wouldn't believe it.
I know. People love their pets way too much, a little bit, don't they?
Well, do you know, I think it's lovely to love them, but, you know, with regard to sometimes dressing them up, I just wonder if they see what everybody else sees. When you're walking along and you see a dog in a pretty elaborate kind of, like, outfit, it's the expression on some of these dogs' faces that makes me laugh. It's like, really, must I go out in this?
I know. I mean, obviously being a natural dog whisperer, you know, we do everything naturally, and dressing your dogs up is not natural. And we obviously look at the psychological effects of treating your dogs like children, like babies, like humans. You know, they are animals. They are the closest descendant to the wolves that we're bringing into our homes. And that comes with great responsibility. And their needs are different to a human being's. I mean, if we look at a dog, a dog is no more intelligent than a 3-year-old child, and yet we put all of these humanize them too much. We dress them up, we give them human-type foods, processed foods, we put our emotional side onto them, you know, and this is what's causing a lot of stress, anxiety, and problematic behaviour, as well as health problems that we have to deal with.
You're a dog whisperer then, so can you tell a happy dog from a sad one?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, it's quite easy.
How?
Well, a happy dog is generally relaxed, and you would look at his body position, his tail, how it's wagging. A stressed dog, nervous dog, is going to obviously show a lot of signs of panting, fear, tail tucked under, you know, so it's looking at their body language, really, which a lot of people don't even realise and understand themselves.
So that's how you can communicate with them. I mean, when you hear the word dog whisperer, people have got visions of you kneeling down, whispering sweet nothings into its ear and it barking back and you understanding it. It's not like that then.
Well, dog whispering is interspecies communication. So a dog whisperer, or a natural dog whisperer, has actually studied the language of the canine, studied it in great detail. So we know how to read dogs' body language, how to read, you know, we understand the psychology side of things, how they think, how they perceive the world, how they perceive their environment, how they work together in a pack, and we put all that together, and that's what we go out and teach our clients to do, is actually to understand what's going on. Because, you know, with the clients I get, they say, I don't understand why my dog bit my child in the face because his tail was wagging, and not understanding actually, you know, quite seriously the position of the tail wag can mean two totally different things. So it's very important to be able to study and learn this language of the dogs and not put this human language that we do upon them. I mean, it's lovely to coo and talk to your dog and say, hello, little baby, and you're very gorgeous and all that kind of thing, and we all do that. But if we can learn a little bit of their language, you know, I say they've done a brilliant job in learning our language. Let's learn theirs a little bit, and then we can actually start having some proper conversations with them and start dealing with their problems and sorting their problems out, because they can't tell us when they're stressed out, when they're unhappy. They can't say in the human language, hey, I'm doing this. And it often comes out in problematic behaviours, perhaps, you know, they'll start weeing around the house or chewing the furniture, or start attacking other dogs or other children or even their owners. So it's, you know, it's very important that we look at not humanising them too much.
Do they understand us then? I mean, is it just key words they understand? Presumably they can't get a whole conversation, but, you know, like, you know, mine seems to sort of like come alive when you say walk or dinner or anything like that. She seems to know what you're talking about, but with the rest of it, I mean, do they wonder what we're thinking, what we're doing? Do they pick up on our body body language as we're supposed to be from them?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. It's all about our energy. If we're actually thinking negatively, or worrying, anxious about something, we're actually going to start emitting a very low vibration through our solar plexus chakras and stuff. They're picking up on that. They're picking up on our vibes, on our emotions. Even if we're trying to pretend we're happy, they'll know. They do know. They're very sensitive. That's how they communicate with each other. They pick up on their own vibrational energy. So, yeah.
Is there any such thing as a bad dog then? Because you hear of certain breeds of dog, and I know that there's been a lot on Facebook about this, that people have labelled certain breeds of dog as bad dogs. Is it to do with the breeder? Is it to do with the environment that they're brought up in? What makes a dog bad?
We would look at the whole situation surrounding that dog, and there's usually lots of different contributing factors. The first place we'd actually look at is their diet, because many of the processed foods in the market now, the processed pet foods and everything, they're full of numbers, sugars, the wrong ingredients, and we know when we feed our children those kinds of things, they change in behaviour. So, and they're breaking down the severe health of our animals, and when health is compromised in some way in our animals, then their behaviour is going to change. So that's the first place that a natural dog whisperer would look, is the diet that we're feeding our animals. We would then look at the surrounding environment stimuli. So we would look at the environment they're in and see if their needs are being met. So it might be that they've got an aggressive owner who's hitting them, and they're learning to be aggressive. It might be that their owner is very fearful and worried, therefore the dog feels the need to take over the pack leadership role and protect that owner, and any potential danger coming in, they feel the need to protect and will become and get aggressive in that way. So, and obviously, depending on some environments, some dogs are used as status weapons. So, they've replaced weapons, knives and stuff like that on some of the estates where there's high crime. A lot of the strong breeds are brought in to actually protect the family, or to bred for fighting. So there's not really what I would call a bad dog. And I look at the Dangerous Dog Act, and there's certain breeds on there that I don't feel should be on there. And there's, I don't think, what I'm saying is I don't think we can blame the breed. I've seen some severely, some Jack Russells, if you like, do some serious damage to people, and yet they're not on the Dangerous Dog Act. So, again, Border Collies, I've seen some very, very aggressive Border Collies who have done some severe damage. So it's not about the breed, it's about, let's look at the diet they're on, the environment, how they're being trained, yes, what their owners are doing. We have to look at everything, and take everything into account when we're dealing with a so-called bad dog.
And Nikki, just finally, dogs in bedrooms, it can't be right, surely?
Well, in my opinion, I think it's nice for the pack to sleep together. I don't agree with dogs on beds, personally, myself, because we should be the alpha. We should be the leader of the pack, and the leader of the pack always would, in that pack, have its own space to go and rest, and the subordinate dogs or wolves wouldn't be allowed to come into that space. So it's important that your dog has its own bed. If it wants to be on the bed in the floor, I don't see in the bedroom on the floor in its own bed. I don't see a problem with that at all. But like I say, I think it's nice for the pack to sleep together. But personally, dogs on beds do tend to take over and believe they're pack leader, and then it becomes, like I say, a very stressful role for them, because they're no more intelligent than a 3-year-old child, and they get very stressed out at the job of thinking they've got to look after the family and the household.
Well, do you know what? That's given us an insight into the dog's behaviour and what they're thinking. And so, do you get called into a lot of family environments with problem dogs, or with dogs that have got issues? I mean, is that what you're called in for?
Yes, absolutely. I'm usually the port of call after they've been to see the dog trainer, the dog behaviourist, the vet. and they've not found solutions to their problems, and they come to me. We do everything, as I say, very naturally. We use natural diets, natural treatments, natural communication methods. We never use force and aggression, and we get some remarkable results. And, you know, we deal with health problems, serious health problems, canine cancer, canine epilepsy. Again, you know, that can be a huge emotional strain for the owner, because we are very, very bonded to our dogs, or our pets, cats as well. You know, they do give us this unconditional love, and they do provide us with so much companionship, and we do invest a lot of our time and money in and just love into them, don't we?
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't think there's nothing worse than when your dog is not well or not behaving right, or there's something wrong with it. You know, it can be a very, very worrying situation. So yeah, I think a lot of people find a lot of help and guidance coming to us to be able to, you know, to know that there's professionals out there that can come and help them through these problems and find the solutions that they're looking for and get things back into balance.
Well, listen, Nikki, thank you very much for coming on and chatting to me today. That's Nikki Brown, who is a natural dog whisperer. So now you know, if you're having trouble, there is a port of call. You could call in Nikki. Right, I'm going to chat to Claire in Birmingham, who's going to say what it was like after